Akiva Eldar. He's a political analyst and a columnist for the Haaretz newspaper in Tel Aviv. Akiva, thanks for joining us here on TRT World. Now, as I said, the paper that you work for has written an editorial saying it's Lapid's turn. First of all, just give our viewers a little background about this man and explain why your paper thinks he's the right person for right now.
I think that Lapid is not only the right person, but the only person now who is is capable to form a government. He just presented today 51 members of Knesset who are behind him. So he is 10 members short of the magic figure 61. Once Mr. Bennett will offer him his 7 seats, then it will become very interesting because Lapid has already agreed, following actually Netanyahu, who paved his way, to sit together with the Arab Muslim Party. So he, as a matter of fact, represents the average Israeli. He is right at the center. He can speak to the right. He can also speak to the soft left. And even, I think that he reconciled with the mainstream Arab society. So once Netanyahu is out of the picture, Lapid, who gained 17 seats in the Knesset, which is not a lot, mentioning that the Likud has got 30, he is the second largest party in the Knesset, and there is nobody else in town right now who can get the public support and acknowledgement.
It looks all set for Mr. Lapid then, and he has in the past talked of a two-state solution. So perhaps there will be, if he is made Prime Minister, some movement on the situation with Palestine.
I'm sorry that it's not going to happen. Unfortunately, this government will be completely paralyzed when it comes to the peace process. As I just said, he is right at the center, and the message of this government, and maybe its first agenda, starts before even forming the government. It's to remove Netanyahu. I even believe that there is likelihood that after it will become clear, and push comes to shove, that Netanyahu is the individual who stands between the Likud's government and going to the opposition, they may ask him to step out or even stab him in the back. Netanyahu, who was an asset for the Likud, is becoming a nuisance. With the Likud and the other right-wing parties, including Bennett and Lieberman, they can form in no time a pure right-wing government, not a radical right-wing government, but a government that will support the start to recover the Israeli democracy and form a stable government. Otherwise, I'm not sure how long, as you just asked about the peace process, what about Iran? I think that there is very little that those parties can agree. So it will be a very short and provisional government.
It's a lot on the plate of whoever does take over next. And I do wonder then, so what happens for Netanyahu? He's facing those raft of corruption and fraud charges. If he is pushed out of office, I guess he's more concerned he may be seeing jail time coming soon.
Absolutely. It's getting actually the attempts to form a government coincide with his trial, and more information about corruption and abuse of the Israeli democratic system comes out. And what the next coalition, if Lapid will be able to form it, the first thing that they will do is to pass a bill that will prevent Netanyahu to run again, or to prevent any prime minister who is facing charges of corruption will be able to run it. The second thing is, as you mentioned, Netanyahu has been sitting in his office longer than any other prime minister, so they are going to limit the terms to just 2 terms. So for Netanyahu, it's no wonder that he's fighting for his life, not only his political life, but he is on his way to jail if he's not prime minister. So it's either prime minister or spending time in jail.
Quite a moment for Israeli politics. Akiva Eldar, always good to speak to you, sir. Thanks for being with us.